Okay, so welcome back. So in this lesson, we're going to look at the facts and statistics and really starting to flesh these out so we can actually use them throughout our script. So what we've done so far in the previous lesson is you will have collated some information from various sources, and now it's about how do we use that information. And so the purpose of mentioning facts and stats about the problem is that it establishes credibility and prestige, as I was saying in the last session. It really does allow you, when you're writing the script, but then also allows the hypnotherapist that's reading your script to really establish that they have some understanding of this problem, that there's some credibility and some depth to their knowledge in regards to this. And therefore, that having more prestige actually means that the hypnosis session is going to work more effectively. It also increases leverage. And the way it increases leverage for the client is that you can actually talk about some of the challenges or causes. You can talk about how prevalent this problem is. And so when people understand that 1 in 5 people suffer from depression, that can sometimes increase people's leverage when they hear that, to go, wow, I really need to be one of the 4 out of the 5 that doesn't suffer from depression. So it starts to increase people's leverage. So when you mention facts and stats, it can shock people, it can scare them a little bit, which can work in your favor in terms of helping your client get their outcome, because it increases their leverage even more so. There's 2 things that increase leverage. One is pain and one is pleasure. And if you start with pain, that's generally what most people move faster away from pain, and then move a little bit, fast, but a little bit slower towards pleasure. It creates discussion that identifies otherwise unknown limiting beliefs that are held by the client. When you mention facts and stats, that then creates some discussion, or can create some discussion, whilst the hypnotherapist is taking the client through the pre-induction, that the client can actually bring up some concerns or thoughts, and that can start to give some indication into some otherwise unknown limiting beliefs. And so really what you need to do once you've got a collection of facts and stats is to start to give it some structure. And so you really want to create a few short paragraphs about each fact or stat that you've collected that you feel is relevant to the topic or problem. Now, even if you've collected maybe 10 or 15 facts or statistics, maybe look at limiting that maybe to the top 7 or the top 5. You don't want to have it too statistic or fact laden. You don't want to have it too full with that sort of information, because then what you may be doing is bombarding or overloading your hypnotherapist with too much information. So you just want to think about how can you make it concise, but yet still reach that balance of having enough information there to demonstrate knowledge and prestige. As I've said there in the dot point, it's sometimes just by listing some of the information in a dot point manner throughout the script allows the practitioner, or almost forces the practitioner, to deliver the information in their own words rather than following a script verbatim. And that really is some of the criticism behind hypnosis scripts, is they feel that bio feedback loop is being missed out, because sometimes hypnotherapists focus too much on the script and not enough on their client. And so sometimes just by including some dot points around facts and statistics allows the hypnotherapist to just quickly glance at the script and then look back at their client and start to deliver the information rather than reading out a scripted pre-induction verbatim. Now, what I'd like you to do is to take part in this next exercise. Now that if you've completed the previous lesson, you should have a document that's filled with information about the problem or challenge that you're looking to create a script on. Now what I want you to do is, using the lists that you created in the previous exercise, I want you to create a brief explanation about each of the facts or statistics that you found, and also the possible causes. So you should have a document that has some possible causes, some misconceptions, some possible solutions, that sort of thing. Now what I want you to do is start to create some paragraphs or some brief explanations about the facts and about the statistics, and also about some possible causes for the problem as well. And when I say brief, again, probably maybe 100 words, 200 words at most. And you're starting to build some of the content that you're going to use in your pre-induction. So when you're writing this, start to write it in a way that you would like to deliver it to a client. And then when you're finished, I'd love to hear some comments from you. So just use the comment box below this video. If you've got any questions, again, just fill in the comment box and I'll answer your questions. There's also the Facebook site, which will be on the left-hand side that you can access. If you've got any questions, comments, feel free to use that. I'd love for you to be a part of the community, because when you're a part of the community, you're actually going to learn from each other as well. So just go ahead, fill out that exercise, take the time to go ahead and do it. Like I said, knowledge is only potential power. It's actually taking action that's the true power. So put this knowledge into practice. And when you're completed, move on to the next lesson, and we're going to take you through how to structure the conscious solutions.